Hey everybody on IGTV and on YouTube. I hope you're having a good Monday. I'm recording this at 5 p.m. today because it's been so busy and I like to get this out earlier usually. So I'm sorry for the delay, but I am committed to posting this today and keeping with my Monday schedule. So I am here to tell you the latest updates in the Phoenix market since last week. Starting with that market index that I always talk about. It is at 354.6. It did not go down, it just went up. And at this point, that should not be shocking. So another little record that we've made there. Again, anything above 110 means we're in a seller's market, and this reading is very well above 110. So it is a combination of supply and demand factors in our market is how we get this market index. And it is from the Cromford Report, which studies the MLS data and is a publication that I follow. So just so you know kind of what I'm talking about if you haven't watched these updates before. But in terms of supply and demand, we are still in a position where our demand is very high and our supply is very low. And that's what's creating this situation that we're in this market with a high market index. So right now our demand is 31% above normal and our supply is 63% below normal. So you can understand why we have a lot of this pressure and tension in the market. And I say normal, but I wanted to share what normal truly is. So a normal amount of supply should be about 25 to 30,000 in our Phoenix metro housing market. And right now we are at about 8,900. So you can see that's what 63% below normal in terms of supply looks like. Now, in terms of demand, we should be, that's measured as number of contracts. So our normal demand is about 9,500 and we are at 1,200 now. So again, illustrates how much more demand we have than the normal amount. And that's really what's putting us in this position. When we look at different cities, we have Glendale and Avondale are really the only two cities that are kind of in the normal range right now in terms of demand. Goodyear, Buckeye, and Peoria and Surprise are kind of staying stable in terms of their demand. But if you look to the Southeast Valley, every city there is increasing in terms of demand. So that pressure is only continuing in that area. So if you're a buyer or a seller there, just know that's what that looks like. And then Paradise Valley, I mentioned this last week. This is just nuts. They're 70% above higher than normal demand. So I don't know necessarily what has caused that all of the sudden, but Paradise Valley is definitely an outlier right now. A lot more demand. Most likely we've had a lot of transition here from California. Oftentimes California buyers have larger budgets, and so this Paradise Valley demand could be coming from California, something like that. That would probably be my guess. Also wanted to talk about rental rates, which I've mentioned the last couple weeks, but our rental rates are up 16% from last year at this time. And this is one of those things that tells us, although all of these crazy things are going on, we're not in a bubble because we have demand for rentals and our rental rates are going up at pretty much the same rate our housing prices are. And that shows that it's not false demand, it's real demand for people that need homes, whether they're renting or buying. So the issue in 2008 was that we had a lot of false demand. And this time it's a whole different situation because the demand on rentals is actually there. In 2008, our rental rates were decreasing and our home prices were inflating, and it was false demand that caused that. So although things are kind of crazy right now and unpredictable, it is not the same situation as 2008. It's not a bubble in that sense. I've also talked about the amount of homes that close over the listing price, and we're still sitting at about 36%. We've been hovering kind of 34, 35, 36%. So still in that area. So if you're a buyer right now, just know that you may need to bid above the listing price. 36% of homes are closing above list price. However, it depends on the price range and it depends on the area. So depending on your situation, we can try to find some data to find out what homes are in that area, if they're selling over the asking price, and if so, if there's a median amount that they're selling over asking, and that information can help us craft a good offer in that area. So that's all I got. No huge updates this week, just kind of trending in the same direction. As I've said before, it's just interesting to see that this demand is really what's kind of fueling our market. It's always been we just have low supply, but now, supply is just kind of hanging out at that low point, not getting any lower, and demand just continues to increase. So we will see what happens. This is supposed to be kind of our slower season as we taper off, and right now there is no sign of that. So it's 2020, it's unpredictable, and we will see what changes in the market next week. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Have a great week, everybody.